Hello and welcome to Sacred Self-Love Lunch Break with me, Diana, your Sacred Self-Love Coach. The theme of today is how to be more me. I pulled a card this morning from the Love Me Beautiful affirmation cards that said, every day I am more me. And I know that I came up with all the affirmations on those affirmation cards, but they're always fresh when I pull them on the day. It really, really depends on, how long ago that I saw that particular card. And whenever the cards come up, they have such a message. And I've been hearing that from so many people lately, clients and friends and colleagues. And it just seems to be this theme at the moment of getting back in touch with who we really are at the core of our being. So it got me thinking this morning, because I actually posted it this morning on LinkedIn and Facebook. And it got me thinking about how many people are, with the lockdowns. Today I was chatting to a client, and lockdowns have obviously really, really impacted this. With lockdowns, not being out there all the time in social settings, not necessarily being in the office. I know some countries are back in the office, some countries are going into another lockdown. It really impacts one's relationship with self. And so that got me thinking more and more about this theme that just keeps coming through with everybody that I'm talking to, the theme of getting to know yourself better and knowing what you really like, what you really want, what you dream of, and how much of that is authentically yours, and how much of the time you are actually doing things because it's what you really want and what you really believe in, and how much of the time you're doing things because you think it'll make other people happy. And I know that I touched on this last week in a very similar theme, and it's come up again, so let's talk about it some more. I'm going to get the cards out while I'm talking. They're right here next to me in my drawer. And the discussions that I've been having are things like, are your choices based on what you perceive the people around you are expecting of you? And are those expectations even real? Because so often you can think that the people around you expect a certain thing, or want you to be a certain way, or want you to do a certain thing, and actually they don't have that expectation at all. That is completely your perspective, your perception of what they want. And a very keen, here's the card, just so that you can see it. Every day I am more me. Very powerful, very powerful. I'll show it to you again later. So, as I say over and over and over again, the key is to get to know yourself, to get to know your inner self, to get to know your sacred self, and to truly fall in love with that part of you, the soul part of you, so that you are then the master or the mistress of your body, of your thoughts, of your emotions, and that the higher part of you, your own higher intelligence, is driving everything that you think, say, and do in life, including what you feel. Yes, we can choose our feelings. So, in the context of other people and being more me, how do you show up every day? Are you showing up? We all wear masks. We wear masks every day in so many ways, and so many different masks for different situations. And my clients and I were talking about this just like an hour and a half ago. And so get conscious about your masks. Yes, we all wear masks, but being conscious of your mask can really reflect who you really are, can keep you conscious of who you really are, so that you know, I'm going into that situation, I will feel safer. I intuit that I want to feel safer and more protected by masking up in XYZ, whichever way you want to wear the mask. There's always a payoff and then a price for the masks we wear. So let's say it's a situation where you're going to feel a little bit safer if you put the mask on of, I'm going to use a mask that I've used often in the past, the mask of clown. So the funny person, the person who's cracking all the jokes, who's just on form, Yes. And so I'm going to put that mask to make me feel a little bit more confident in the scenario that I'm going into. Great. So the payoff is that I get to feel a little bit more confident in a situation that might have made me feel a little more vulnerable than I'm comfortable with those people. But then what is the price of that? And being truly in touch with who I am, being truly in touch with the deepest part of me, with my soul, with my inner being, with my sacred self, allows me to know that the price that I'll pay in that scenario, and in this example, a price would be lack of true and deep connection with the people in that scenario, and then saying, well, is that price worth the payoff? So I'll feel a little bit safer. I'll feel a little bit more confident, but I won't necessarily form the connections that I know that I love to form. So am I happy to pay that price for that payoff? Or am I going to choose not to put that mask on this time and go in a little bit more vulnerable and then risk feeling that vulnerability, risk feeling less confident and less safe, but knowing that the chance of me creating real bonds and real connections with the people is higher. And then it's really just a choice. And as soon as it's a conscious choice, you're in your power. You're completely empowered. You chose that. And in that moment, even if you choose to use the mask, you are being more you because it's conscious. So you've chosen that mask in that situation for a specific reason in awareness, knowing that maybe next time you'll feel a little bit braver. Maybe next time you'll risk going in without that mask. Maybe next time you'll go in raw as you are. Obviously, it begs the question, there's so much philosophy around this. Do we ever really know who we are? It's like if a tree falls in the forest and nobody sees it, did it really fall? Or nobody hears it, did it really fall? Those questions come up. Of course, human beings are relational creatures, so everything we do is in relation to circumstances, to other people, to events. However, there is a way to know your inner self. There is a way to connect with your soul, to know that who the I am really is. Who am I? Who is moving this hand? I am. Who is speaking right now? I am. Who is thinking these thoughts? I am. Who is that I am? And the way to do that is, as I always say, get quiet, meditate. Even if it's 15 minutes every day, meditate. I like to do it in the morning before my thought trains have started up. I call them thought trains because once they get going, there's just no stopping them. So I like to do it in the morning when I'm still fresh out of a sleep zone and not yet in the day. But meditating and getting quiet and connecting with the deepest part of who I am is so powerful and allows me to step into my power in that day, allows me to choose consciously. So literally every thought, literally every feeling and every word and every action becomes a choice, a conscious choice. And it doesn't mean that I walk around in indecision all day, like, oh, what should I do next? What am I going to think next? It becomes more and more natural for every decision to be conscious. It becomes, the more I connect with who I really am at my core, the more natural these choices come. And the more I can check in and see, am I wearing a mask here? Or am I being me, 100% authentic, showing up in this moment? And the more times I get to say, oh yes, I am. Here I am as my true self. So when I do check in, I'm there. I'm there 100%. Hello, Patiala. It's so good to see you here. I'm trying to see all the comments while I'm on. It's not always easy. Nick, hello. I'm waving at everybody. Monique, hello, everybody. Yes, so take that time every day. Get quiet. Get connected with your true self. And here are some good questions. So I know meditation can be a struggle and it can take us a long time to get used to it. It's taken me years and years and years and years. I keep practicing. And the more I practice, the better it gets. And I'm not saying that it gets better every day. Some days I have days where it's just not happening. And then I walk away from it. Walk away from it. If you try and it's not happening, walk away from it, because by fighting it and trying to force it, you're kind of having the opposite effect anyway. So if it doesn't work for you and you give it a go, try again later, after lunch or tomorrow or before you go to sleep. There are so many times and ways to meditate. On top of the meditation, getting quiet, is in moments when you show up a certain way. If you feel any form of discomfort, and I mean, it can be the lightest form, like an example that I was chatting about today with somebody else was she was with somebody who asked her why she looked stressed. I've changed the emotion slightly. It wasn't even that emotion, but I've changed it slightly, and I'm not telling you who it is. But anyway, so she looked a certain way to this person, and they asked her, "Are you feeling that way?" And she wasn't. But immediately in that moment, she was able to question, "What was I thinking about when they asked me that?" So that she could then identify and step into her power and own that thing. That's what I was thinking about. I know why I might have appeared stressed in that moment, why it looked like I was feeling those feelings, because that's the connection. She made the connection, built up her awareness, was able to say, "Thank you for checking in, but no, I'm not actually feeling that," in full self-awareness, full power. She knows who she is, and every day she is more herself. So in those moments, I encourage you, any moment where you feel the mildest discomfort, it could be somebody asking you something, or it could just be that you react to something and you feel a little bit off. It can be literally like 5% off. You just feel 5% off kilter. Check in that moment. Hang on, what's going on here? Was I being truly myself? Was I showing up as who I am? Or was I being something that I think this situation or this group of people expects of me? And there's no right or wrong, guys. There's no right or wrong. Just notice it. Just become aware. Because at all stages of our lives, from the beginning to the end, all of us do that. We try and mold ourselves into a shape that we think we should fit into. We try and fit into what society expects of us. And when I say society, I mean even our mini society, our families at home. We think they're expecting something from us. And creating safety within yourself, where you get to be yourself, means you get to show up more authentically. And that allows you to love the people that you love better. And in turn, it allows the people that love you to love you better, because they know who they're connecting with. You know who they're connecting with. And immediately those bonds become more authentic and true and more powerful. And the most important bond of all is the one with yourself. That one gets really strong. And that is when you step into your power. Walking and living in joy is being empowered. Living in a state of conscious choice is you being a powerful human. Living in a state of self-awareness and knowing who you are, what you like, what you don't like, is being a powerful human. So that's my encouragement to you today. Check in with yourself. Check in with yourself at every turn. As always, get quiet, meditate, spend time with yourself, and then check in. Is it really working for me? Can you say, every day, I am more me? Every day, I am more me. What a great thing to aspire to. Be you. There's a Dr. Seuss poem that I actually want to look up. I am me and you are you. And it goes on. And really, be you. Be yourself. This world needs you. Thank you so much for being here today. That's it from me. Short and sweet today. And I'm off. And I will be back here in the same place at the same time on Thursday. In the meantime, keep being yourself. Keep showing up and love yourself. You matter. Ciao for now.